Project Lazarus, the 45th Doctor Who Main Range Big Finish release, first released in 4 parts across CD and download on the 23rd of June 2003, and written by Cavan Scott and Mark Wright. There's also the second in the Forge trilogy, i.e. 3 stories in Big Finish focused around the mysterious organisation The Forge, that started out with Project Twilight, which I have already done a review for, so somewhere up here, I'll try and remember to put a card for you to go and rewatch that particular video. It would start with Project Twilight, continue through Project Lazarus, and would eventually end with Project Destiny. Now, this particular story is also, while it's 4 parts long, it's effectively 2 stories kind of moulded together into one. And in terms of which story you prefer, well, that's really up to you. The first kind of story in this particular adventure focuses around the 6th Doctor, voiced by Colin Baker, and his companion Evelyn Smythe, voiced once again by Maggie Staples. They return to Norway in order to track down Cassandra, or Cassie, Schofield, voiced by Rosie Cavaliero, who they previously met in Project Twilight, as the Doctor now claims he has a way of curing Cassie's vampire condition, only for them to discover, and I'm afraid with this particular story, there's so much going on, I'm going to have to go into spoilers, so if you don't want this spoiled, go and listen for yourself, and don't go any further with this. But they discover that Cassie, while they are glad to see Cassie again, they eventually discover that Cassie has actually now allied herself with the Forge, and specifically the leader of the Forge, Nimrod, voiced once again by Stephen Chance. And as the Doctor tries to kind of get things back on track, Evelyn tries to ask why Cassie would have allied herself with the Forge, and especially since she had a son that she was taking care of. She wanted to cure her vampire condition so that she could take care of her son. Only Cassie denies that she has a son, says she never has one, which causes the Doctor and Evelyn to realise that the Forge is effectively rewriting Evelyn, and Nimrod is doing the same with her, in order to make her what they want. And it kind of also links back to a previous Doctor Who Big Finish story that I listened to, Doctor Who and the Pirates, or The Lass Who Lost a Sailor, as it does also show, as I said, if you don't want this spoiled, go and see yourself, it does also show Evelyn having to deal with the death of someone that she had grown to care for. As I said, if you don't want this spoiled, Cassie, and towards the end of part 2, when they try and escape the Forge, Cassie ends up sacrificing her own life so that the Doctor, Evelyn, and everyone can escape, which leaves Evelyn devastated that someone who she had grown to know and grown to care for deeply has been killed, and yet the Doctor couldn't save them. Well, the Doctor does try to explain to her that some people just can't be saved. She is left an emotional wreck from it. Now, Evelyn's kind of depression over this wouldn't actually be explored until much later in Big Finish run, with the story Arrangements for War, which I probably won't get around to for a while, but I hope to one day get around to it, but for the time being, that's just it. The other half of the story is where things get a little interesting, as it focuses around the 7th Doctor, voiced by Sylvester McCoy, as he also ends up travelling to the Forge, and discovers the 6th Doctor now seemingly working with the Forge, along with not only Nimrod, but also their computer, Oracle, voiced by Emma Collier, Sergeant Frith, voiced by Adam Woodruff, Dr. Crumpton, voiced by Ingrid Evans, and Professor Harkett, voiced by Vidar Magnuson. And as he kind of looks around the experiments, the Doctor comes to realise that maybe this person, this 6th Doctor working with the Forge, may not actually be the 6th Doctor. Right? As he grows to investigate it more and more, he discovers a more and more dark secret in what Project Lazarus actually was, or what it actually is, and what the Forge is actually planning, and must find a way to put a stop to it. Overall, I think as I said, I do think this is two stories kind of put together into one. And in one way, it is a multi-Doctor story because you do get Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy in the same story. But at the same time, it isn't. And I won't give away the ending because I think that is really just one that you really need to just listen for yourself and make your own decisions on it. In terms of which part of the story I prefer, I think it's a very tight-knit battle, but I think I just maybe prefer the first half with Colin Baker and Evelyn Smythe, because I do think it is a really good story, and that's the kind of setup of it. Sylvester McCoy doesn't do bad by any means, but yeah, I do think I prefer the first half. But anyway, what do you think of Project Lazarus? Give it a listen for yourself and let me know what you think down below. Anyway, until next time, see ya.